Well, hello and good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Kerrie Erwin Spirit Show. And we'll be having the beautiful Violet on later to talk about the Lionscape portal that's around at the moment in the month of August. So she'll tell everyone about that. Also, tonight I'll be talking about Spirit Rescue. I have a new book coming out next year in April with Llewellyn Press over in the States in New York, and I'll be bringing a book out on how to do spirit rescue. It's sort of a how-to book. So, it's up there. If you want to order it, it's up online. So you can do that, or you can order it off my website. Hi, everyone. Thanks for coming in. Glad you're coming in. Welcome to the month of August. Okay, let's start because we've got a big night tonight, and we'll also be doing readings after the talk. So if you've got any questions, or we're doing mediumship or whatever you need. But I hope you really enjoy this program tonight because it's very, very informal, and it's something that I'm very passionate about and I know a lot about. Okay, so let's do the card readings. We'll pick number one card. Here we go. By the way, these are done by Rose Sarah. She's down in Melbourne. She works for Rockpool Publishing. She's done these absolutely beautiful cards. And so if you pick number one, it's called the Holy Grail. This is the Holy Grail card. And this is all about wisdom. It's about spirit. It's about regeneration in your life force. So you may be going through a phase in your life where you're starting to really come into great wisdom and knowing, and you're very clear about things. You have those moments in life where sometimes you go through different shifts in your life. I know I do, where suddenly you might be confused for a while, then suddenly you have a burst of this energy, like this brain power, and it really opens up the third eye and the crown chakra, and all this wisdom that we have within us, it sort of infiltrates through. So this card is really good for that. So if you've got number one, it's about you're the wise old owl. You have all this wisdom coming through, all this knowing, and also you may be channeling a lot of information that's vital for you. So take time out for meditation and get a pen and paper and try and write down the messages, and also automatic writing would be good for you too. So this is the wisdom card. So it's almost like an awakening. It's a regeneration of all this wisdom inside of you from your higher self coming through, and you gently feel yourself getting stronger and stronger. So that's number one if you've chosen that. Okay, number two is I'm not sure how to pronounce this. It's called Boden weed. Boden weed.
Ah,
I'm not very good with my pronunciation, so sorry, Rose. Blood and weeds. Rose writes a lot about her the times of King Arthur and all that sort of thing. So it's very interesting stuff. So this is about being authentic. It's all about being authentic. Also, it's a time of manifestation in the world. So if you're thinking of something you wanted to manifest, you really have the powers to do this. It's about renewal, and it's also about freedom. When you start to manifest things that you need, when you have the power to do that, you really put your intent into something, and you see yourself being successful. It's amazing how you get into this flow. You get into that universal energy, don't you? So there you go. That's a powerful card. So if you want to manifest anything, you can. It's about being positive and really putting your full intention there and really channeling this positive energy and starting to put out what you want. Another way of sort of manifesting things in your life is to make a list of things you need. That's a really good thing. So maybe you can try that. So that's number two. So the third one is my favourite, Merlin. I've channeled him many times, and I brought him through in trance classes that I've ran over the years. And he's like the magician. He creates magic in the world, balance, and also alchemy, sort of turning stones into gold. Alchemy is a very sort of mystical magic. So Merlin is the powerful magician in a way. He's like a magician, they call him. And I've channeled him many times, and he comes through, and he's. I've found him as being very impatient, his energy, which is quite interesting. And he was very different from when I was channeling something that was more feminine. I found he was a bit sort of straight to the point, is how I found Merlin when I channeled him and wrote about him. I don't know, how did you find Merlin?
Merlin's got some very dark energies.
So I just found him very sort of black and white, just said it how it was. And, I'm sure he can be a bit of a trickster if he wanted.
Look, I have to, coming from Morgan Le Fay side, I'll get my back up about Merlin.
Well, we won't go into politics tonight because we all know dear Morgana didn't like him. You just have to watch the series to watch that, but that's true, because we all know women are more powerful.
That's
sort of
right,
Merlin
Kerrie.
doesn't like that, so let's go straight to the point. Right, and then we've got the last card. We've got Sir Lancelot. He's the archetype hero. There he is. And if you've got number 4, this is all about devotion, romance and chivalry. So maybe it's time for you to bring a little bit more romance into your life, and just imagine this gorgeous archetype, on his horse, and he's the saviour, comes in to rescue the maiden. And maybe you have that sort of energy at the moment. Maybe you're feeling romantic, and maybe there's someone that you really fancy or like, and you would like to sort of introduce yourself. Don't be shy, just introduce yourself, because you never know, Don't hold yourself back. If you feel attracted to someone or you want to know them, just make contact, because often people aren't who they say they are. So it's saying, if you've got number 4, to just step out. So there you go. Aren't they beautiful cards? I have to laugh at Merlin, though. I think that's a great caricature of him, isn't it?
It is.
This
it
card.
is very nice.
So I really feel that Rose has got that down pat, that image, or the artist who did this. There's actually an artist who did this, but I feel the artist has really got Rose's sort of description of how she wanted to personify him. So there you go. It's interesting, isn't it? Yeah, so they're lovely, lovely cards, and it's sort of, I felt really I could feel the really ancient Celtic energy, flowing as I sort of did these cards. So moving on from that, so I hope you enjoyed that. So 1, 2, 3 or 4. And if you missed out, just look at the repeat on the show. And don't forget to share our shows. This show actually started 2 years ago in the COVID. So we're actually here to help people. There's no charge, and we've got so information to share, and we're here to help you. So we've got Violet coming in now. She's going to talk about the line skate. So would you like to join us now, Violet?
I will.
I'll just move over to this side. Here we go. So you're coming in?
Perfect. I am coming. I'm reading all these lovely comments. People are commenting on your ring, Kerrie.
Oh, the ring. Yeah, I've had that for a long time. It's a grounding ring. I'm a crystal person. I also have crystals in my bra that I wear to ground me and to protect me. I work a lot. I work a lot with crystal grids too. I create grids, have a lot of fun with that.
She does. She creates some beautiful crystal grids for.
I'm a crystal girl.
Success and protection. There's some beautiful.
Got my crystal ball. I like to have a little look sometimes. And also I've got this beautiful quartz crystal here, and this is a really good crystal for manifestation. See that?
Isn't that beautiful?
And you can put this crystal cluster. That's what it is. I don't know if you can see that properly.
Yeah,
it's very different. You can actually have this beautiful cluster in the left-hand side of your desk, and that actually creates in feng shui prosperity. So it's the left far side of my desk. I've actually feng shuied my desk, so I have that that's to bring in abundance.
And if you actually come through Kerrie's home, from the moment you actually come up to approach Kerrie's home and you come through the front, it's all in this beautiful, perfect alignment for attraction. So the whole flow has that flow through.
And there's no clutter in my house.
No.
But anyway, tell everyone what's going on in the month of August. Well, there's so many exciting things.
It's a pretty powerful month. So for everyone that's been feeling very stagnant and almost feeling like this year hasn't gotten underway, the month of August, being the Leo season coming in, so the fire energy moving into place, has had a lot of important astrology aspects happening. So when we look at the new moons kicked off sort of Leo season. And as that happened, we literally had Jupiter drop into retrograde the same day. Literally, the new moon came and it dropped in. So this is all your money sector. It's all your career sectors. So it's all about changing jobs, selling the house, moving forward, making the big leaps. And this energy that's been kind of moving in the background, as Sirius's planet moves closer to the Earth, is heading to the 8th of the 8th, which is what we call the Lionsgate portal. So major energy opening. They call it the day of manifesting. So the day where you literally, this is where you put your wishes out to the universe, as they say. I like to look at this day as a day of what you've been internalizing actually leaves you and goes out into the universe, and you kind of see that energy change. So it's massive, Kerrie.
Incredible. So what should people do?
During this time, I always recommend, Kerrie mentioned it before, grounding and cleansing. So making sure your energy is really clean. We don't want to be taking negative thought patterns or recurring negative behavior into this, where we kind of don't believe that nothing good's going to come for me. Oh, this won't happen. It's a really time because your thoughts are going out into the universe during this time. So good, clean energy, good grounding rituals. And I like to, for just simple ritual for people, just simply getting a candle and lighting a candle, almost like the birthday cake wish,
Yeah.
and sort of lighting your candle and putting your intention out, just speaking it out loud. Whether that's, I'm ready now for the new job to come in for me. I'm ready to leave the old behind. I'm ready for new love. Light a lovely pink candle.
I think it's whatever you really need in your life, and that's what we were basically saying in the cards.
Yeah, it is a beautiful time for really focusing some positive energy out, and the energy is shifting. I do say to people, if you've fixated yourself in a negative pattern, please keep in mind the energy will move in accordance to the negative pattern.
Right, that's interesting. See, what we think we attract.
Yeah, very much where it's a manifesting energy, so it will literally manifest what you are feeling and thinking. So I know that's hard for people that have depression and they have things going on, to just pick your energy up.
Break yourself out of that cycle.
Try journaling, writing down the things that you're really wanting to see change.
Exercise is very good.
Yeah, and
getting
lifting.
Out in nature.
Yeah.
Keeping yourself going. Keep moving, folks.
Yep, small steps each day, but this energy is here to kind of give you some lift off. So it's a good time, even if you're not feeling it, to really focus on, you know what, good, I deserve good things.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to be talking about Spirit Rescue tonight. So if there's any questions the viewers would like to ask as we go through the night, that would be great.
I will check them as we go. And Kerrie, you've got a new book coming.
I've got a new book coming out with Llewellyn Publishing. That's in America, and it's all about, it's called Spirit Rescue. And I've got the link up on my page, and it's all about, we've all had a ghost in our house, haven't we? Let's face it.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. And as a medium, I've been doing Spirit Rescue for a very long time. I'm a physical medium, I'm a trance medium, I do platform mediumship, and I also work with rescue, only because I have the team. Not all mediums have the spirit team to do this work. And it's quite interesting because a lot of people say, oh, I wish I could do that, but it's, you either got the team or you haven't. But you can do bits and pieces, but I don't need other people to do it with. I can actually do it by myself. When I first started out, I worked with other people because I was scared. The first thing I wanted to say is it's really important to understand, if you've got a ghost or a spirit in your house, earthbound, it has to go, because they're not pets. You would not believe how many people I've met. Oh, yes, I know I've got a ghost in my house. I've got this old lady, but, oh, she hasn't harmed anybody. Hello, she doesn't belong on our plane. She's in the astral. And the astral is a very cold, murky, and a horrible world. And generally they're confused. That's why they're here. I just want to say, when we die, most of the people cross over to the other side. It's only a small minority of spirits that I'm talking about. It doesn't mean because you die you're going to stay here.
So what does that mean, Kerrie, when people say they feel like they've got something in their house?
Well, they'll know. Usually people ring me up and they'll go, look, since we've moved into this house, everything's going wrong. We've got problems with electricity. We've got problems with water. It's cold. Oh my God, it ranges in different severity.
Yeah.
And, we're sick and, it's affected my pets and everything we do is terrible. And since we did our renovation, and that's when you're dealing with what we call an earthbound spirit.
Right.
And that's the first type. The first type is what we call an earthbound spirits. And these spirits have generally lived in a house or a property, and they won't go. You can smoke them out, you can try many things, but usually you have to get a medium to remove it remotely, which I do a lot of on the phone, or actually go to the place, because they don't want to go anywhere. And also they don't realise they're dead.
I see.
So they get very, very upset when you move into their home, and then what the hell? And you start renovating the place. My God, they go berserk.
That reminds me of Beetlejuice, that old movie,
It's true.
They died and they moved in.
They don't like other people. They don't know who you are, and they're confused. They're thinking, who the hell are you in my property? And so what I do is I do it remotely. I'm able to tune into the person on the phone in their house, and my spirit team will line those spirits up, usually at the front door.
Yeah.
I always start at the front door. And then what I do is I tell them to bring down a white light, and I say to the spirit, now go into the light, you're dead. And I have to do it a couple of times, actually. And I say, open your eyes, go into the light, you're dead, you don't belong here. And it generally happens, I have to do it quite a few times, then they'll go. And then the person will feel a shift, like, oh my God, I just felt all the hairs on my arms go, or I felt sick and I had a headache before. And the person in the house will know when they're gone. And they're called the earthbound spirits.
And this really, just so people are clear with this isn't something that the average person at home is going to have much luck doing.
Well, as I said, you can good luck. You can try smoking them out. And often what they'll do is, like, if you've got other spirits like wandering spirits and residual energy or negative energy or other energies, they will go, okay? But I find that the most stubborn are the earthbound spirits. It's people who've actually lived in the house and they haunt it, like they stay, they won't go. And you'll hear footsteps. You'll hear knockings, rappings on the wall, furniture with the poltergeist. You'll have furniture being removed. Lights going on and off. It's usually freezing cold.
Yes.
Or horrible smells, like feces, or horrible. It's not like when your relatives visit you or your grandmother, you can smell like cigarette smoke, or you might smell like your grandmother's perfume, or you get different signposts. But with a ghost, it's not nice, and it causes so much havoc. So much havoc. And so people will know that they've got something in the house. So remember, my main point is, don't ever think that, because you've got a ghost in your house, they become a pet. Oh, yeah, it's quite amusing for us. It's actually quite cruel, because they're stuck. They don't know where they are because they haven't crossed, and they can become a menace. So the next type of spirit you get is what we call the wandering spirits.
Yeah. That's right.
And they follow us from, they usually congregate, because often earthbound spirits, they hang around in groups. Like if you find one spirit in a house, you usually got a few, but they need our energy to cipher off. So if you've got spirits in your house, you'll feel tired, you won't have any energy, because they need our energy to be here. They suck our energy. That's what they do. Anyway, these wandering spirits, they follow you. Like, I've removed spirits out of cars.
Well, you've had some interesting rides with some spirits in cars.
And I have picked up spirits when I've gone to. I remember once I went to visit a couple of girls that were doing the haunted theatre or something out west, and I ended up with a couple of spirits in my car, and they got into my GPS, and I think I ended up in Hornsby. It was annoying. So then I realised, oh God, I've got spirits in the back of my bloody car, so I got rid of them. And the wandering spirits you get them around airports, because they usually hang around where there's a lot of people. So you see them around airports, railway stations, hospitals. I mean, how many spooks have you felt in hospitals? Sometimes they follow you home. Nursing homes, you find a lot of earthbound spirits or wandering souls. And so these spirits, they follow you. Railway stations, shopping centres are some places you'll pick these spirits up.
What about the ghost tours that are on offer?
With the ghost tours, sometimes people have picked up spirits from the ghost tours.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the ghost tours are really good because they're actually educating people about residual energy, spirits that have been there, and often you will have, oh my God, you feel someone touch you.
Yeah.
Or so I think it's a really good thing because I feel they're really educating people.
Yeah. I have to say I went on the quarantine.
And there's there. But a lot of that's
definitely.
just residual energy.
It is just that, so no one needs to be terrified.
But if I was there, I'd clear it.
See,
so
we
people
can't take Kerrie
no,
there,
you
can
can't
we?
take me to ghost tours.
There'll be
even
no
though,
more ghost tour
no,
afterwards.
I'd be getting rid of all the spirits. I'd be sending them off.
Yeah.
That's what I'd be doing. I wouldn't have them here because I'm the exact opposite. I'm a rescuer.
Yeah.
I rescue spirits. And then we have what we call residual energy. That's when you go to these ghost houses. You'll feel the energy. It's where the ghosts used to come, and it's like a loop.
Yeah.
It's like the loop they sort of come, but it's an old residual energy. Generally, that can go. It's not a spirit. It's kind of a shadow of the spirit. The shadow. Yep. It's sort
just
of old
imprint.
Energy, the imprint. And how you get rid of that, you just need to smoke it out, like negative energy. You just get a big pot and you get some loose sage, you put it in, put alfoil in the bottom. I used to use my husband's porridge pot. And he wondered what happened to it. So I put alfoil and I put all the sage in, and then I light it. And then as soon as it's got the flames, I put the lid on. And then you close all the windows in your space, and you start from the front door. All the windows are closed, and then you gradually smoke out each room. And when you finish, you open all the windows and all the doors up. And let the old energy out. So you can do that with negative energy. You know, when you go to a unit and you've just moved in, or you've just had your house done, and you've had all these energies in your house. And you can generally pick up some sort of residual energy.
Oh, yeah, you can.
Oh, gee, I can feel this energy here. It's horrible. So it's really good. Like, you can inherit negative energy.
Yes, I agree.
Like, I once did a house, and a husband and wife lived there. This was in Balmain years ago. And what happened was, he rang me up and said, look, I'm desperate. My wife's left me because ever since we moved into this house, especially in our bedroom, we've been fighting nonstop. And I said, oh my God, anyway, so I went through the house and what I found was there was no ghosts, there was no spirits, there wasn't anything like that. There was this negative energy, and I could see the imprints in the wall, like these faces, And what had happened was there was a lot of domestic violence going on in that property. And the people who lived there before, they were fighting non-stop, and they moved out. And this poor man, he inherited that. So what I did, I started smoking the house, and when I went into the bedroom, the actual pot exploded. It went on the bed, and it was this bushfire. And I went, oh my God, I've just destroyed all your linen. So we had to get it, and we threw it out the window. We were laughing, and then we hosed it off. It was because it was so toxic.
It just went everywhere.
It just exploded. And then, you know what? About a week later, the woman returned. And he rang me up and said, oh, thank you so much. You saved my marriage. And I said, oh, that's good. Yeah, she took the kids and everything. She came back, and, they made up, and he's been really happy. So, it's good.
It really is quite amazing how much negative energy and this residual negative energies affect us.
I know. So if you're moving into a flat or a new home, please give the house a really good sage. Get a big pot and really smoke it out. Close all the windows. Turn off your fire alarms. Smoke it all out and get rid of that residual energy, that old negative energy, or any energy that no longer serves you, because that will cause problems. You will inherit that.
Absolutely. Kerrie remembers when I was phoning her when I moved into my new place going, Kerrie, there's a ghost here. He keeps jumping off my balcony, and I'm not sleeping.
No, but you did have a spirit there. So what we call, that was like a wandering spirit. I think you may have picked that up from a shop or something.
Probably on my way home.
Yes.
They like to jump in the cars.
That's true. They do follow. Look, I have to tell you a story. I had this guy, and he said, I travel all around Australia in my car, and it's always breaking down all the time. I don't know what it is. And I put the heater on, I'm freezing. I've got this old Mercedes, and I'm freezing all the time, and I never seem to make any money. I mean, I travel everywhere, and I go up and down the coast, and I've got no money. I'm thinking, what the hell? So I said, look, I think I need to have a look at your car. So it was on the phone. So he had 3 old men in the back of his car because he used to do these parties in people's homes.
Yep, take them with you.
I said, you've got 3 old buggers in the back.
Yep.
And so removed them remotely over the phone, and we told them to go into the light, and then suddenly everything worked. He didn't break down anymore. Everyone was happy, and he started making money and driving around. And I said, make sure you smoke your car out.
Yeah, you have to. Such a weird thing, but you do, like from doing, like Kerrie said, when I work in shows and when Kerrie's done it, you get in your car at night and then they come with you.
Yeah, that's right. I've had spirits follow me home from shows, and I've also had doing a show and the lights are going on and off, or the chairs are being moved around, and people were screaming, going, "Oh my God!" It's like we're having a séance in the club. You know, some funny things can go on. Or they'll get into your music. One night I was doing a show, and there was something was going on. My nose kept going off. I knew something was wrong, but I was too busy concentrating on the audience. And when I finished the second half, I walked out, and this chair came flying from the top of the cupboard onto my head. Nearly knocked me unconscious. And I looked and I saw this flash, like a flash, and I thought, bloody hell, there's a spirit here.
Yeah.
So then I chased him down, and then apparently it was a guy who had a heart attack on the stage.
Oh, wow.
And he'd been there for years, the guy who ran the club said.
Yeah.
He said, "Oh, that's old Tony. He's been here for years." And he obviously didn't like me, on the stage.
Taking his
stage. So he threw this
no
chair
way.
at me.
Giving you
and
a whack.
then he was in the music. The music kept going off, the microphone. I'm there, hello, can anyone? Old Tony was getting in the microphone, and he was
like, "There's no way you're having this show."
And then as soon as I got rid of him, the second half of the show went really well. Everybody laughed, and we include the audience in, and they all laughed their heads off.
It's funny, those things, how they play out.
And we've all had that experience too, haven't we?
Oh, look, when I had the ghost of the house, the TV used to go on at all
on and off, and the
different
radio,
hours
the
of
lights.
the day, and it was always like some foreign language television show he liked, and it would come on whenever it was on, whatever day of the week, and you were just like, this has got to stop.
I know, it's crazy. I've actually been in hotels. The worst thing are these hotels. I mean, I used to go to the Blue Mountains, and next thing I have them jumping on me, or I was in the bath and someone's watching me from the corner. And
no, thank you.
Oh, it's exhausting. Or I've been overseas, and the husband said, "Can you get rid of the spirit? The TV keeps going on and off." So he's kind of used to it.
Very annoyed.
Yeah, there's always lots of spirits around hotels, so I make sure I clear it now.
So in this book, this really explains to people all the different...
It's got lots of stories, and it can show you how to clear the energy. But another point I want to talk about is, this is getting a bit darker now. I'm not into Ouija boards.
No.
I feel Ouija boards should be used with people that are trained, like a trained medium.
Absolutely.
And because these kids who get these Ouija boards, you can actually bring in negative spirits, and you can bring in what we call a poltergeist. And a poltergeist is a noisy spirit, and it's horrible. And I've done a lot of cases in the suburbs where these, we're having fun, we're playing with even children, they're bringing in all these spirits, and there's been a fracture in the energy, an open area in the energy, which I've had to close down because these spirits keep coming all the time, because they've activated spirits coming in, visitations. And a poltergeist is they can range in from nice to evil.
Yeah,
I've got to say.
Really dimensionally not okay.
Not okay. And they won't go away. And I remember I had this one girl, and she had a whole bunch of friends, and she brought this spirit of a boy in, okay? And he ended up living in her apartment. She got really sick.
Happens, yep.
And it's sort of this negative energy came into her within, 3 weeks. She was in a bad way.
Yep.
The negative was really thick. She couldn't get out of bed. She was sick. She was pale. This thing was living in her apartment. So I went there and I got rid of him. It was something that, I had to argue with it to get rid of it.
Yeah, they get very attached from what we've seen.
And I said, tell the spirit to leave. He doesn't belong here. So she did in the end. I think she really learned a really big lesson on, you don't play with these things unless you're with someone that's,
I actually
trained.
collect them. So and where I collect them from, which is terrifying, is op shops. Yeah. Every time I see them in an op shop, I buy them.
because unless I really, like a lot of people say, oh no, well, have you been using a, witchy board? Unless you've got protection, you've got your barriers set up, it's not a good idea to work
Strong
with Ouija
barriers.
boards. And even my mother used to say that all the time about how we weren't allowed as kids to, contact the dead. And, because what you do, you create a vortex or a portal where they'll come in. And these portals are often hard to close down.
Yeah, they are.
So the spirit keeps coming in and out because it causes like a fractionalization of the energy. It's like somebody's aura. Sometimes you can get a hole in your aura through stress, or it's the same as a house. A house will have a weak structure where the spirits can keep coming in, so you have to close these down. The worst type of spirit that I've worked with, I don't work with demonic energy at all because I'm not interested in it. And so I haven't really had a lot of cases. Only once when I did a bikie druggo place. I did a shop, and they weren't making any money. They were having heaps of problems, and I said, who was here before? Oh, it was a bikie hangout. I thought, yeah, because there'd been a murder there. Often, that's when you get the demonic energy, where there's been murders or, lots of illicit drugs or violence. So that's pretty shitty energy to work with. But the same, instead of telling them to go to the light, you just call on them to go to where they came from.
Yes.
Just go to where you came from. I generally send them into the earth. They won't go into the light because they're not light beings, not like all the other spirits. So if you get demonic energy, you say to them, go to where you came from in the name of Jesus Christ or the Holy Spirit, or, whatever you believe in, the highest source. And also the Archangel Michael is really good to work with that sort of demonic energy.
Beautiful energy to call through.
And the other thing I have to say is shadow people. Shadow people is like the boogeyman. Kids who they go for children, these shadow people. They're dark, horrible energy. And what they do, they slide around the walls. And they're quite long and thin. They wear top hats.
Yes, we do. We call them top hats.
They wear top hats and they slide around the room. And generally they like to live under the child's bed. So every time I do houses remotely over the phone, I do all different countries too. I don't just do Australia. I do over in England, America, wherever they need it. I do spirit rescue remotely. I can do it over the phone. Anyway, the worst thing I've had is these shadow people. And it's a dark energy. I don't know if I'd call it demonic.
Dimensional.
Probably, yes. And they are really horrible. And what they do is they attach themselves to the child at an early age. And often you hear the kids say they can't go to sleep, they're terrified. And you'll find them under the bed. And so what I do is I say, go to where you came from, you're not interested in. I give the house a smoke out. And you'll find that the children will feel a lot better after we've removed the shadow people. They're really gruesome things.
Yeah, look,
they're very tall, thin, and you can see them slide around the wall. And they under the door. It's quite comical.
It is quite comical, but it's so true. I mean, even the little nursery rhymes, the Old English nursery rhymes, were kind of aimed at those.
And that's where the boogeyman comes from. The boogeyman is shadow people. I remember years ago I was at a conference. I was talking to this American woman. Her theory was that they were extraterrestrial, which I didn't sort of.
I always felt that they were dimensional from somewhere else.
But they're from a dark space. Yeah. Because, if we have the light and the dark anyway. So it's interesting.
But yeah, a lot of folklore on those particular beings too.
But if you do have any sort of spirit in your house, I would suggest to give it a really good smoke out, because sage is really good. And also if you're living in the country, you don't have sage, gum leaves is really good.
And we've got Jessica Garcia just saying she remembers when she was younger seeing a shadow person with a top hat.
Yes.
Kim Williams seeing black silhouettes.
They're
so
called
many
shadow
of you.
people. They are. So what you need to do, if you have a shadow person in your house, give it a really good smoke out and tell it to go to where it came from, because they're quite cowardly.
Yeah.
I found them to be very cowardly. They're not going to attack you, but they're very stubborn and they'll sort of slither back again.
How do you feel about night lights for children?
I feel it's a really good idea, because as a child I was always being attacked by earthbound spirits in my bed, and I found that the actual having a night light will actually deter the energy. It will stop the spirit from coming in, because spirits go crazy in the dark.
Yeah.
Like you see them jumping around, and I do seances, and I've been to seances and I've seen a lot of a lot of the spirits, they run around. We do it in the dark.
We used to put salt bags on the corners of our beds.
See, I don't do that. To me, sage, just give it a really good smoke out. And if you're in the country, a really good thing, like if you have Aboriginal spirits, they're quite interesting. Sometimes they're hard to get rid of because you have to make contact. I've found if I'm doing a clearing on land, I have to make contact with the chief of the Aboriginals, like the head honcho, and he will get rid of the spirits.
Yeah,
okay,
absolutely.
Because he's in charge of the land. Because with the Aboriginal, that they have a person who's in charge, like a chieftain. So if you call on the chieftain to come and take the Aboriginal spirits, because they're very confused and they usually don't listen to you.
No.
So I go to the chieftain. I'll call in the chieftain Aboriginal spirit, and I find gum leaves. And you'll see Aboriginals often use the elders. They have ceremonies with a lot of gum leaves.
Yeah.
And it gets rid of the dark spirits. You see them doing it all the time. And I've used it in houses, and I suggest to country people all the time, just get some dried gum leaves and really give the spirits will go straight away. They can't stand the smell.
100%.
Sometimes it's expensive to get the loose sage.
Yeah, it can be.
Yeah.
A little remedy from our old ways is using rosemary. Rosemary is if you clean your benches and floors and put rosemary around, it's a natural protector.
I still believe, for me personally, you've really got to smoke a place out, because that's sort of, they'll come back. They didn't know it. I remember years ago, my biggest lesson was, just put some holy water on them, and they'll just throw it at you. They're not, holy water does nothing.
Yeah.
I've worked with a lot of different spirits over the years, and from my experience, sage is the best.
Yeah.
Just give it a good smoke out. They can't stand it, because what it does, it sort of evaporates them.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they need us. And what really annoys me the most is when people say, "Oh no, I don't mind having the ghost, because it's I feel sorry for the old lady in a way, and she can stay here. And what happens is the old lady or the old man will take over your life." Yeah. And I'll say, "Really? So how's your life going?" "Oh, I don't feel like going out. I stay home every night." Of course you do, because the ghost is ciphering off your energy every night. You don't have the energy to go anywhere. So it's ridiculous.
That's a really good point for everyone to understand too, as you made a really incredible point there.
You need to get rid of them straight away.
They're using your energy to keep going.
Absolutely, they are. So
a lot of people just, I noticed one or two people on the feed. The aim of this is to be educational. If this scares you a little bit, don't.
It's nothing to be scared of, because usually the spirit is more scared of you.
Yeah, that's
right.
I
did say there are the dark types, but give it a good smoke out and that spirit won't stay. And if you still have problems, you really need to contact a medium. And if you're having problems with renovations, or the house doesn't work and you've lost your job, you're sick all the time, you've saged it doesn't work, you really need to get in contact with your local spiritualist church or a medium who does the rescue work. Not a ghost team or investigative team. These people don't get rid of the spirits. They'll just say, "Oh, you got a spirit there," but they don't get rid of it.
No, they've come to document for themselves.
Yes, they're just, and like I've had people say, "Oh, we had this ghost team here," and I said, "But they just told us what I already knew." They're not doing the rescue.
Yeah, absolutely true.
So you don't wait, you smoke the house out straight away, and you don't let the spirits stay, because they'll cause problems. They get stronger and stronger. The other thing is too, when you've got a spirit in a house, sometimes you'll start to see the orbs.
Yes. Okay.
And you'll see these big yellow orbs. They're the ghost orbs, so you get black orbs.
Yes.
And especially when you've got negative energy, you get a lot of these really dark little orbs everywhere. And that's when you've got negative energy around. And often, I've seen them in shops where I've worked, where people that work with dark energy, they carry that energy. And it's smelly too, or you smell, or you can tell when someone works with dark energy, because the energy stinks.
Yeah, it's got that certain smell.
Yeah, like I've met, I'm not saying who, but I've worked with a few psychics, and I think they might be delving into darker energy, because the energy around them smells like really bad.
It also is worth noting that with some psychics getting into the industry, that it's not even that they've really done the training or the knowledge to know what certain things they're attracting from the work that they're doing. So it is really important for anyone that's starting to look at this industry or starting to delve into it, really do get a really good mentor, don't you think, Kerrie?
I
Or
think
do
so.
something.
But, like, don't second guess anything. If you do have a spirit, give it a really good, close all the windows, really give it a good smoke, not just a sage stick.
Yeah, no.
That's not going to do anything. You need to get a pot, you put the alfoil in, and you put the sage, loosen it up, and you burn it, you put the lid on, then you can do the whole house. I used to really fumigate it.
Yep.
Fumigate.
It's a really good
And
way.
people will say, oh my God, I can't believe how different my life is.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, because I felt like I was making it up. A lot of people say that. Nobody believed me, and I've had so many people here. A lot of people say, yep, I do the rescue, but they don't.
No.
I've even gone to places back in the day when I used to do home visits. Are you really going to remove it? You're the sixth person who's come.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh my God, how shameful. People saying they can do things when they can't. The only reason you can do it, and some people don't even believe they go out there, which that's another thing. Oh, that's all rubbish. You're just making it up, because they don't have the spirit team. It's not something that you choose either.
No.
I didn't choose to. I don't want to be Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I didn't never wanted to do this shitty work, but it's just something that my spirit team wants me to do, and that was probably part of my contract. So I wonder if there's any questions out there before we move on.
Amanda, it will make the smoke alarms go off. So before you do the smoke out, just turn them off for the time being, okay? So just remember to turn them on once.
You have to prepare your house. You get the sage, you get it all ready, you go and close all the windows. And then you start from the front door, turn the alarms off, and then you slowly go and you circulate. Yeah. And you really fumigate it, like it's really thick. And you wear a mask when you do it, because you'll get sinus, your eyes will run. And then you stand outside and you let the smoke stay there for a while, about 10 minutes or so. Then I go in and I open all the windows, all the doors, and you'll see all the crap leave. And it's amazing how the energy feels. You just think, oh my God, this energy is so clear now. Look. Yeah. And the house gets another life.
I agree. Look, I have cats and I burn sage quite a lot. I burn many herbs, obviously. I haven't had any issues, but by all means do check with your vet when you've got animals, if you're going to do this, or maybe look to ship them out for a day. Yes. Something to consider. But yeah, definitely you should check into that.
And, if you do have a spirit in your house, it's really interesting. There's always the pets. Pets are very psychic, especially the cats or the dogs. The dog will constantly bark and the cat will meow and carry on. And they'll know when there's a spirit there. They're very psychic. I remember one night I was sitting downstairs watching TV, and the cat, sort of, when she was alive, poor thing, she's dead now, but she jumped up and she started cocking her head and looking down the hallway, and I wondered what she was looking at. I looked down, I saw this dark silhouette walking down. I thought, oh my God, it's a bloody spirit. She freaked out and went, yeah. So then I got really scared, because it shocked me. So I put all the lights on, and then I found the thing in the front room. Yep. And so then I sent him off. I got bold and
that was an interesting question there. Someone asked, and they just said, what does it mean, Kerrie, when I sage and then I feel really drained or not well?
Right. That's probably because it's removing the energy. Sometimes you have a shift when you do that. When you've been carrying around this negative energy, because sometimes they can attach themselves in your aura too.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, and you might feel different for a while because you've had a shift in your energy. So if you do get that, if you've saged yourself and you feel bad, you need to go and have an Epsom salts bath. Yeah. Or a soak in the sea, because that will actually balance out the energy in your aura. And after a couple of hours, you'll feel a lot better. You'll feel a lot lighter. You'll be back to normal.
100%.
It's just a shift in your energy.
Everything in our culture when it comes to unbalanced energy, which is what that would say to us also, is straight into the salts to get yourself back into alignment. That definitely feels like an energetic body is not correct.
That's right. But so you can rectify that by, really having a soak. Give the aura a sage and really have a soak, in that Epsom salts.
100%.
And also you can collect energy. Like sometimes, you can collect energy if you work in body, physical. You might be a massage, or you might do body work, or I used to do a lot of spiritual healing, and I used to. You've got a cord cut too.
Yeah, you've got to.
Sometimes you feel connected to the person, so just you need to sort of just visually feel the energy coming off, wipe it off. I usually do this. I just wipe all that energy off. Some people may physically pretend they got scissors and cut that energy off, cut the cords off, wipe it off, sage yourself. And because sometimes you can pick up all their energy.
Absolutely.
Because they connect to you when you're working on them.
Look, you're picking up energy wherever you go in this world. You really are. And I think we get so drained as with daily life that you become not conscious of what you're even carrying.
In fact, when I did a lot of spiritual healing, I used to put up vortexes in the room, like 1, 2, 3, 4, have the client on the table, and I do the healing. And but even though I protected myself, I was still picking up their energy. So what I'd do, I'd sort of sweep all that energy off, and I'd sort of throw it into the vortex, get it off, get it going. And then I'd sort of cord cut, like, usually attaches the self to your solar plexus.
Yep.
And, if it's really bad, you can actually do an exercise. It's on my website. It's called Cutting the Ties. And it's a very, very good exercise to cord cut to get rid of other people's energy that you may be carrying.
Yeah, it's a free meditate guided talk through on Kerrie's website, Pure View. So jump on if you feel that you're carrying negative ties around.
Okay.
Jump on.
Yeah.
We've also put the link up for Kerrie's new book on our Facebook page, and I'll be dropping it in the feed. It's on pre-order at the moment through Dimmicks, so I've literally put that link up on the Facebook page for you. And one of you was just asking, in terms of op shops, why do I buy the boards? I buy them so that nobody else does, to be honest.
Do you actually burn them, or?
I've got them in a very secure.
I really believe that they shouldn't be given to young kids.
No.
I've so many teenagers, and then they have all these problems, and so I've even had cases where people are suicidal.
Unfortunately, many years ago, I think it was in the 1990s, they released spirit boards as an actual game that you could buy.
I've seen them advertised as games,
and it's just not.
They
the
need to be supervised, seriously, and you need to close down energy too when you work with it. Open it up, but you have to close it down. A lot of people don't know how to do that.
No. And it's the same. Someone asked the question, when you buy spiritual items from op shops, that if you're going, I don't recommend that you use those
Ouija
things.
boards are very good, when you use them in spiritualist churches or groups where you've got someone supervising.
Trained.
You have to have a medium supervising those things.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on. Let's do a couple of readings. We've got readings on tonight. Yes,
we do. We've got some lovely people who've been sharing our feed in there, who've asked for some cards.
And also I'm here to do mediumship readings as well.
Yes, and we have a lot of those.
So here we go. This is for Dimitri.
Dimitri's
a new follower. She's been saying she hasn't been getting a reading, so we've got a card for you, Dimitri.
Well, this is the perfect card for Leo season, because here's our sun fire energy coming through. So this is literally means that, like, a beautiful, powerful shift happening. And I think it's really appropriate heading into literally the Lion's Gate as you're coming. So this card means that we've kind of come through all the dark times, and we're now finally standing in the sunlight and the strength. So I see this as a really beautiful door opening for you. And I keep hearing the word career opportunities, money options coming forward to you. So I actually feel that this is a major shift. I keep seeing a door opening for you, Dimitri, so major
also,
change.
if there's a male in the spirit world around you, I feel it could be a grandfather or something who's coming through. They're saying there's new opportunities coming for you.
Beautiful.
Okay.
We've got a Holly Burling who's done a lovely share. Can I have a card, please?
Okay,
she says.
This is for Holly.
Okay, Holly, we've got the Hermit. Look, I love the Hermit as a card, Holly. This basically means it's a great time for you to kind of retreat a little bit into yourself, walk your own path, follow your own light a little bit. It's really time to listen to your own opinion. It's saying to you right now to listen to what you need and what you require. Just be careful that you don't go too far down that track and isolate yourself from others. But at the same time, this is a really great time to be listening to your own intuition and actually doing what you need. The word trip keeps coming around you. I think it's a smaller one that you might be having somewhere inside sort of Australia or statewide. And I think it's about taking some time out.
Okay, we've got a card for Karen Donaldson. Karen Donaldson, here you go. You've got the moon card. Look, I feel there's a few decisions for you. I do feel you're starting to start to really get out and start to do things. I feel you may have been constricted for a while and really I feel there was lots of silly problems around you is what I'm getting. But I do feel there's some sort of decision about your work coming up, especially next year. I don't know. I don't see you retiring, but it could be something more part-time, because I feel it's very important for you, Karen, to do sort of travel. I'm getting more overseas. I feel that something overseas is coming up for you. It'll be really good. I feel that you've got a lot of people in spirit with you, and there's a lot of people that love you, but I'm definitely getting some sort of overseas. I don't know whether you're going with a group of people, but I feel there's something overseas coming up for you, which would be very good, because I feel you're very interested in sort of older history, historical things is what I'm getting. So that it's a bit of exploration there. Also, I don't know if you exercise much, but I feel you need to get more into walking and really exercise, and there's a bit of stiffness in your body is what I'm getting.
Yeah, beautiful. Tanya Lee Kerrie lost her son 9 years ago. It's his 9th anniversary of his crossing.
I feel that you've been going through a really hard time, Tanya, and I feel that your son's in spirit next to you. I feel sometimes you can feel him. There might be little signposts for you about, and also I just feel a lot of family issues with you that you need to really walk away from because they no longer serve you. It's almost like you're reinventing yourself, but I feel your son's been with you. I feel you've been going through a bit of a hard time, and it's almost like you've completed the cycle. You've completed this cycle, which has been really good for you, because I feel it's almost like I'm getting green shoots around you. So I really feel that you do have a lot of help in the spirit world. There's an older lady around you. Your son is supporting you, and often I feel you can sense him, especially when you've been going through the darkest times that you've been going through. Look, I feel you've completed a cycle. I feel there's new green shoots around you. So I feel you've got some really good times to come, and blessings to you.
We've also got the lovely Rach Rara, who's been liking and sharing. She says, Kerrie, will I be successful at uni?
I just feel that you need to believe in yourself. I don't know if you've got a father around you or someone like that. He was sick for a while. He's sort of pushing you forward. He said, stop procrastinating. It's almost like you need to put in more effort to you. Worry about everyone all the time around you. And also, I don't know if you've got a son or a child or someone around you that you won't. I feel very bright young person around you is what I'm getting. I feel you definitely have a father figure around you is what I'm getting, and I feel you were very close to him, and he always was pushing you, believing in you, because you're quite an intelligent girl. Look, I just feel with the uni stuff, I feel that you just need to maybe stagger your study, stagger it, because I feel it's very full on. But this you'll have great rewards in the end. You've got the reward card, so just hang in there. Maybe stagger it for a while if it gets too much. Because you seem to want to do a lot of things all the time, doll. All the time, you never stop. I'm getting that you will be successful. Keep going. Definitely the male in the spirit world sends his love to you. It's a father figure around you, sends his love, telling you to keep going. And what a good mother you are. You're a very good mother. You're good with kids.
Beautiful. And we have the lovely Jasmine Pug. She said, do you feel my grandmother, Kerrie? She passed away before COVID hit. I usually dream of people who have passed, but I've never seen her, and I'm so worried. Is she okay?
Mm-hmm. I feel your grandmother, she was very bright woman, sort of very with it. She was life be in it. She's telling me that it's taken her a while to settle on the other side, because I feel towards the end of her death there was a bit of confusion around her. I don't feel she was very well. She's telling me that she's starting to get a mojo back, is what she's saying. Basically, she hasn't come through to you or shown you a sign, because it's like she doesn't want to bother you, is what I'm getting. But she's telling me she was very close to you. She said she always believed in you. She's calling you this. You got the card. She pulled out that for you, the star. So, you're going to be doing great things in your life. And again, you need to really believe in yourself, because I feel that you will shine. You really need to shine your light, and really show people who you are. Your grandmother's there. It's just taken her time to settle in, is what I'm getting. I feel she misses you. I feel she had a very, very strong connection to you, but she's always believed in you. So know that she's there. And I also feel that I feel certain songs around you may be signposts for her. Certain songs that you love, and you think, that make you happy. She said you've always loved music, is what she's saying. So maybe songs is a signpost to let you know that, she's there, because she is.
Beautiful. Sandy Keane has also said, Kerrie, my mum always said to me, it's the living you need to be worried about. I miss her so much.
Okay. Sorry, what was that? That's for
Sand
Nadina.
Nadina was
Yeah.
Sandy Keane is just saying
Sorry.
that the living is what her mum used to say to her, it's the living that you need to be worried about.
Exactly.
And she said she misses her so much, Kerrie.
Yeah, look, I just feel your mother and you had a very strong connection. I feel it's like a soulmate connection, and she just wants you to get on with it, is what I'm getting. And I just feel that you've been going through a lot of difficult times, and your mum was someone that you could really talk to. And when you lose that sort of link, that person that you talk to, it's hard, isn't it?
It's very difficult.
It is. But what I do when I want to contact people, I talk to a picture of them.
Yeah, that's nice.
I light a candle and I get a photo out and I start talking to the photo of the person that I want to talk to in the spirit world, like a loved one. And
beautiful.
And you can feel the energy come back. And I've done that a lot, and I think you should try that. But she doesn't want you to use a bad one. She wants to do something that she look good.
Lovely. I agree
This
so much.
This is for Nadina.
Nadina, the Hierophant. Seeking some mentorship, some study opportunities around you. It's like the word that I keep getting with that in my ear is advancement. So I really feel whether this is getting some training or training, the idea is advancement coming your way. So something is moving you forward.
I feel that you might be actually doing some training. I feel your business is going to go really well, but I feel that you might be sort of training other yoga people too. I know you're just doing classes and that, but there's some sort of study that you may be undertaking where you'll actually be like a trainer.
100%.
I'm hearing trainer is what I'm getting. I feel this is something that you've always wanted to do, and I feel your business will go really well. I feel it's giving you this kind of freedom,
Yeah, I really got that sense of like advancement. Here we go.
So I feel whatever you're doing, you just got to keep going because you're going to do really well, my darling. So just enjoy it.
We've got a lovely one from Angie Lee on the South Coast, I believe, Kerrie.
Right.
She wants to know if her son Max will get the job he applied for.
I feel he's going to be very busy. I can see that he's a very determined kid. I feel definitely I see him working in the summer months. And I'm getting around September, October, November, December is going to be a really busy time for him. So he's going to be rushing around is what I'm getting. Also, I feel this person, it's like he wants to get a car. I feel he wants to have his own car and get around and sort of start driving. I don't know how old he is, but I feel that he's very determined. I feel definitely he's getting work. I definitely seen part-time work for him. I feel especially around the Christmas time because he's a saver. He wants to save up for all these things. He's got these big ideas on what he wants to do. He's sort of suddenly become a man.
I think she's going to need to be worried about the car.
And he's a very spiritual boy too. He's very, very spiritual. He's very knowing, and he's like an old soul. So I feel whatever he puts his heart to, he'll get. So he's kind of like the man of the house now, and he's sort of very independent, and he's a beautiful soul, beautiful soul. But I feel that I can see him wants to learn how to drive. He wants his own car.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what he's saving for.
It feels that way to me too.
Yeah.
In a big way. I've got a Marlu Tallow, and she just really wants to know, will she be okay with her knees, Kerrie? Giving her a lot of grief. I just feel with it's Mary Lou. Yeah, Mary Lou.
Mary Lou with you. I feel that it's about weight with you. I feel you need to lose the weight, and I'm getting water aerobics around you because I feel your knees are really starting to give you a hard time. But I feel you really need to get rid of that weight because I feel it's almost like you've got a lot of weight on your legs is what I'm getting. And, I've got arthritis in my knee too, so I know how you feel. But water aerobics would be really good. Just not walking can be really hard for you with your knees. I feel running in the pool, in a heated pool, will be really good for you. And also metaphysically, knees is about sort of making decisions. So I see a lot of changes coming up for you, Mary Lou. And don't worry about the future because you've got a beautiful future ahead of you and things are going to go really good. I feel with the move you do, which I feel is kind of more towards the end of the year, next year, I feel it's somewhere near the water and I feel it's going to suit you. Water's very good for you. So you've got a total lifestyle change.
Yeah, beautiful. We've got Deanna Alexu. She said, hi, ladies. Will be starting a new study in the new year. Will it be successful once completed?
I feel yes. I feel it's something that you've been wanting to do for a long time, and I feel once you sort of put your head to it, you'll be going. So I feel it's really, really good. So don't worry about it. I do see success because you're very determined. It's almost like you like to manifest. So yes, you'll be fine.
Lovely. And we've just got a simple card for Dana Harris. who's really worried about if she's going to be okay.
Yes, I know why. Have a look at that.
And so, all right, Dana, straight away, this says that we've got to kind of step back from the situation a little bit here and be a little bit patient with how things unfold. Everything's not happening quickly.
Yeah, it's like you're going crazy.
That's a very good description.
You're going crazy. I can't wait anymore. Can't wait. Oh, now.
And it's just saying you need to just breathe with this. Everything is coming together, but it's not going to happen just the way you think it is. And so that might be causing you a bit of impatience and kind of chomping, like Kerrie said, chomping at the bit. Please just breathe, step back. You need to actually step back and just let this unfold. You are going to be fine, okay? It just is going to unfold to be patient in its time.
It's almost like Spirit's got you sort of hanging there because it's for a reason. This is for Vicky Price.
Vicky Price, one of my favourites, the magician, the master of all things. This is where we've come through a phase of where we've done all the learning. We're at that point where we now got all the tools at our disposal. It's just about actioning them and moving forward and putting them all to use. So I look at this and say, you're at a really good position to be able to start putting all the skills that you've developed and all your ideas and thoughts are now sitting in alignment. You really are at a place where you know who you are and what you want to achieve, but it is now a time to make the big jumps and the big changes to actually carry out the actions.
Okay, this is for Deborah Anderson.
Deborah Anderson, wondering if the job opportunity that has come up for me will be successful.
With time.
With time.
You need to go with the flow. I feel it's going to be a little bit frustrating in the beginning, but I feel if you hang in there, if you persevere, it will be. But it's just going to take a bit more time than what you anticipated. I see delays.
I agree with Kerrie, and I'll just bring something up. I think you need to adjust the mindset. You might be being a little bit negative with the way that you're worrying or stressing about things. You know, be positive on the fact that you can tackle changes. You can learn easily. You will pick this up.
Okay, Sandra's saying that she wants a message from her mum. What I get for you is I feel that your mum hears you when you talk to her. You think she doesn't, but she does. She said, I hear you is what I'm hearing. Because I feel you talk to her a lot. And she does hear you and she does listen to what you say. And you're not alone. She watches everything you're going through. Look, I feel there's some sort of something going on with the family. For you, something's coming up with the family. I don't know if it's celebration or family getting together. To be very involved is what she's saying.
Beautiful. We've got a lovely question here from, it was quite a long one, here, Kim O'Connor. Good evening, ladies. I'd like to know if you can tell me anything about my current work environment and my co-workers. Is there any way I can get promoted or a pay rise here?
I feel you need to wait your turn. It's the first thing I'm getting. I feel everyone around you feels the same. It's all like you're a school of piranhas. You know, everyone's the same. Everyone wants to get up the ladder, wants to do that. I know you're a very hard worker, but I feel that it's just a lot of confusion around you at the moment because I feel everyone's in the same boat. Everyone's thinking the same thing. But look, I feel you just need to be patient and in time. I do get new beginnings for you, but I'm getting more next year.
And it feels like a competitive environment.
It feels very competitive, like everyone's sort of thinking the same, like who's next, who's doing that. It's almost like too many people eating out of the same.
Maybe those new opportunities will come from outside the box.
I do get that, yeah. So I feel that you've got big changes next year.
Yeah.
The workers are fine, but everyone's on the same thing. Everybody wants the same thing as you. You know, isn't that horrible?
Competitive, I think.
It's like I want what you want.
Yeah, definitely has that vibe with that one. Okay, there's so many lovely questions here.
Oh, good.
So thank you to everyone for liking and sharing and everyone that's put things through. We've got a Helen Udovich.
Yes.
Udovich. She said, Kerrie, is there a message or a card for my daughter, please?
Yeah, I feel that with your daughter, I feel she's a beautiful soul, isn't she? And she's you and her have a very, very strong connection. I feel that she's got the Empress. I pulled the Empress card for her. So she's got some new abundance new beginnings. I feel something really beautiful is about to manifest in her life, even though I feel it's been very difficult for her. I do feel there are good times coming is what I'm getting. And it's about being positive. It's about really believing in herself. I sort of get an image of Peter Pan around her. It's almost like, when she's on a roll, she's good, but when she's not, she's sort of, it's hard. But I feel new beginnings coming up for her, new opportunities. I just see everything's opening up for your daughter. I know it's kind of may have been tough for her, but I feel it'll be good. So she'll get to where she's going.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
And we've got a Donna Irons. She says, "Hi, Kerrie. I would love a message for my younger sister's health, please."
What's the message?
For her younger sister's health, struggling.
Yeah, I feel that she'll be okay. I feel it's been dark times, but I feel like there's a ray of sunshine coming. I feel the clouds are kind of moving, so there is hope on the way is what I'm getting. And I feel it's just sort of, she needs to surround herself with good things. And she's got a love and support around her. And, when someone's sick like that, I really believe in calling in, Mother Mary.
That's
Mother
a beautiful
Mary,
energy.
I surrender it to Mother Mary and say, please, I say a prayer. I do pray for people, that aren't doing well or not, and I do pray. And it's amazing. Sometimes when you surrender, your worries and your fears, to the master energy, it's amazing what can happen. So maybe light a candle and call on Mother Mary to help her. Anyway, we're coming close to the end of the show.
Pretty much to the end.
Yes.
So maybe I'll give it a last card for Megan Benjamin.
Okay, for Megan, there you go. You've got the sun. So no matter what you've been going through, Megan, the sun's shining and things will improve. I can see you moving forward. So goodbye, unhappy times. Hello, happy times.
It's a nice card to end the show on because there's that Leo season sun, fire energy, happiness, powering forward. I reckon this is a great time, Megan, to really set down your goals and go for it. What a beautiful energy.
Well, we'd like to thank everyone for joining us tonight, and we hope these tips have helped you. And if you do have spirits in the house, give it a really good smoke out. That's the main thing. Know that you have the power to do so.
Yep.
Also, to let you know that I'll be advertising my first Sydney show.
Woo!
At 5 Doc RSL. That's coming in October.
We'll be posting some links so you'll all be able to jump on.
So Violet will be coming along, so you can get to meet Violet for the people who want to meet us live.
Floating around there.
She'll be floating around, so there's no spirits there, so it'll all be good. But thank you so much, everyone.
And don't forget, if you're looking to jump in and pre-order Spirit Rescue, the links are in the dialogue and they're also on the Facebook page.
It's an interesting read, but anyway, as we said, my hair's starting to get to me now. Anyway, thank you,
everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks for joining us, and so we'll see you in a fortnight.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Watch the replay.
Yeah, you might have missed your answer.
Yes.
Bye.